Hello Gemini, my name is Alison and you are with Healing Dove Tarot. Gemini, we're going to have a look at the love energy surrounding you from the 3rd to the 9th of December. Now Gemini's finally Mercury is going direct, so it's going to have a massive effect on you, being the fact that it's your ruling planet and affects communication for everyone. So you'll find that everything's going to get a lot easier from about the 6th or the 7th. There's always a shadow period whenever a planet goes from direct, stationary, and then, from being retrograde, stationary, and direct. So just know that there will be a little bit of a lag, but if you haven't already started feeling things shift, then you should do now. And we have a new moon in Sagittarius on the 6th of the month, so 6th or 7th, depending on where you are in the world. It's pretty exciting. New moons are all about manifesting, and Gemini, I definitely see that in your reading. So let's get started. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. The Ace of Cups comes in with the Six of Swords and the Ten of Swords, however. Now, Gemini, you've had some pretty challenging energy around you in the last few weeks, okay? So I'm just going to talk it through with you and break it down. The Ten of Swords speaks about ending a cycle, okay? So I've talked about this. I'm pretty sure you had this exact card because I remember distinctively going through how it's like two different people coming out as a new. But the Six of Cups speaks about moving on to calmer waters. So literally like actually going, yep, I learnt my lesson. I learnt what I needed to know. I know where I'm going now. And what's interesting is that a Six of Cups can also, Six of Swords, sorry, can also speak about like physically traveling, but I think for you it's really about traveling to this, the Ace of Cups. Okay, so the Ace of Cups speaks about a few things. It can speak about a brand new offer when it comes to love, someone new coming in to offer you something concrete, something solid when it comes to emotions. But it can also speak about just moving towards that's what you're wanting to bring into your life, Gemini. And I say that because you begin this week with the period of the Four of Swords and the Ten of Wands, another 10. So for some of you, it's needing to close that cycle, that chapter. The Ten of Wands speaks about heavy weights to bear. And I feel like if you haven't done so yet with all of the retrogrades, with the Venus retrograde, with the Mercury retrograde, then hopefully you will be now. Because this is a card of healing, okay? This is a card of mentally letting go of what no longer serves you, of letting that go and opening your heart to new love that's ready, that's waiting to come in. It's not quite here for you yet, Gemini. I feel like you've still got a few things to let go of, but just know that if you've already been doing this inner work, there's a little bit more to go. And I feel like as you get to January, when we start to have the eclipses, it'll start to really align for you, okay? Now you've got the Ten of Wands coupled with the Four of Swords coupled with the Moon. So this is why I keep saying by the time we get to the new moon that I feel like you'll be doing this inner healing. You'll be going within to actually let go of a lot of stuff that's played out in your life this year, Gemini. For some of you that are single, newly single, that have been single for a while, it's really about using your intuition to think about the roles that you've had to play in the relationships that have broken down, okay? And that's not to have a dig. It's never any one person. For a great advisor once said to me, there's always three sides to the truth. There's your side, there's their side, and then somewhere in between that is the truth. And I mean, that couldn't be any more prevalent, right? But I think for you, it's really about actually just forgiving yourself for what's going on and letting go of that so you can allow this new love to come in. Because it's here, it wants to come in, but I think it's yourself that's putting up these mental barriers. Now, Gemini, as you get closer to the weekend, after the new moon, after Mercury goes direct, I have the Three of Pentacles coupled with the Nine of Wands. So the Three of Pentacles speaks about teamwork, working together as a team, and the Nine of Wands speaks about reaching like the end of your limit. So it could be that there's three people involved in this, in your connection. It could be your ex, yourself, and your new partner or the new person that you've met. Or it could very well be a parent. Okay, I'm being shown parent strongly for someone. So someone's parent is meddling, or it could be a child. Some of you could have children. Now, I just want to draw your attention to something. You have the 10 and the 9 of Wands. So I already see a progression for you, Gemini. I already see you moving on if you haven't done that already. Now, it's a general reading. It's not going to pertain to everyone, okay? But for some of you, it's taken until the very end of Mercury. It's taken to the very end of this last retrograde for you to be able to stand up for what you believe in, to have the courage, to have that inner strength, to actually go, yeah, that didn't work, but that's okay. And now I'm figuring out who I am and what I want again, and what kind of life do I really want to live? I think that's the question to ask yourself, Gemini, and that's prevalent. It doesn't matter what age you are, okay? You can be 86 and watch my channel. I had a beautiful coffee with my best friend's grandmother the other day, who's 88, and we were talking about love and relationships and intimacy, and you know, she's at another completely different phase in her life, and starting to think about what's her next move, what's her next step, what does she want to achieve. You can do that at any age, Gemini. So age is irrelevant, okay? Whether you've been married, had kids, recently divorced, you're just starting that journey, whatever it is for you, it's really about figuring out who you want to be and who you want to become in order to live your best life. And now is the perfect time for you to do that, Gemini. You have 2 8s at the center of your reading. You have the 8 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups. 8s are a karmic number, okay? They speak about, well, for one, people see them as the infinity sign because on their side that's what they look like, which is true. But for me, it's more around getting close to completing that karmic cycle, okay? 9s are like you've almost learned that lesson, and 10s are right, you've completed, it's ready for the new. The World card is about completing a karmic cycle, so you finally completed that lesson will never come around for you again. So these are lower vibrations of that, okay? It's karmic stuff when it comes to both your money and your intimate relationships, your emotions. Now, 8s also speak about foundation, okay? And I just want to focus on the 8 of Pentacles for a second. The 4 of Pentacles speaks about, it's like traditionally it's the miser card, right? It's the Scrooge who's holding on to all of his pennies. He doesn't want to let it go. It's like, I'm not going to spend any money. And coming up to festive season and Christmas, it's almost impossible to do. I try every year. But I think the 8 for you is really about, who am I going to build my foundation with? Who is going to help me build the foundation? And if you look at this card, it's demonstrated perfectly. He's standing upon a square, like and it's not a 1D, 2D square. It's, you know, something that's more, well, obviously he's meant to be in the 5th dimension speaking about spirit, but it's more 3D, okay? It's like, who's bringing their 4 of coins to my 8 of coins to make the 8 so we can build this foundation. And Gemini, I think that's what it's all about this week. As I've said to you repeatedly, regardless of whether you're completely single or whether you're in a couple and you're having a resurrection when it comes to love, I really do feel like it's about, what do I want when it comes to my intimate relationships? Now, I am just the messenger, so don't shoot the messenger. But as I said to you, and I always like to look back a little bit, you have a few cards of moving on. You have the 6 of Swords, you have the 8 of Cups, and you have the card of the Tower as you go into the next week, so the week beginning the 10th of December. For some of you, you could very well be ending a connection, okay? And I mean, like, maybe this is the push that you need to emotionally move on. Maybe you've mentally done it. Maybe you've checked out in every other way. For some of you, it could mean that you are separated and now you've actually decided that you want to have a divorce. And emotionally you're checking out, you're like, yep, I'm done. For others of you, and that could be the karmic cycle that I'm picking up, that you're going to end with these 2 cards side by side, okay? 88 is quite strong. For others of you, it could mean that you are actually physically moving. 6 of Wands, 8 of Cups, Tower card. I know it's a love reading, but I have to call it. Some of you are moving house. Not the best time to do it before Christmas. My goodness, get it in if you can. It's the most stressful period. But some of you are moving house, or you're looking at selling a house, or you're thinking about selling a house. It might be that last missing piece that gives you the emotional closure you need, Gemini, to actually start something fresh. Yeah, because you've got the Ten of Swords, the Six of Swords, you've got the Ace of Cups, so this new resurrection when it comes to love, and that could just be within yourself, or it could be someone new around you, Gemini. Then you've got the Moon that's illuminating everything at the new moon. It's like shining a light on what you need to know. You've got the Ten of Wands ending another cycle, 2 8s here. It's a karmic thing that needs to close out, and then you've got the Tower. Now look, if you're not physically moving house, some of you could be ending a connection. I'm not seeing marriage, so I'm seeing more something that's already done. And I think I've said this in a lot of Gemini readings, so forgive me if I have, but I feel like it's a connection that's done, it's run its course, but you're just hanging on. Maybe you're just keeping that contact for a little bit. Maybe you're sleeping together here or there. I don't know what it is. But Gemini, for as long as you hold on to that connection, you're blocking the new thing that's trying to come in for you, okay? And if you don't let it go, the universe is going to come in and be like, nah, this is not right for you. Off with their heads. Next. You know, it's funny, I was having this conversation with another friend where I was saying how in intimate relationships, when they've reached the end of a cycle for me, I walk away. I cut them out of my life completely. Not with any malice. I actually do it with love, and I thank them for all the lessons that they've taught me and everything they've learned, no matter how long it is. Because for me, how can I ever be fully present? How can I ever be fully ready to love someone else if I'm still hanging on to my past? It's not fair on the new person. And I wouldn't want that. I would want to meet someone that's ready and that's like, oh, hey, Ali, I'm this complete whole cup, ready to share it with you. Are you a complete whole cup? Can I have some additional guidance for Gemini singles, please? Gemini singles in love from the 3rd to the 9th of December. Thank you, Spirit. Look at this. What did I tell you? 9 of Cups. Dreams coming true. Add the ace. What do you get? Beautiful 10. Look at that, singles. You just got to let go of this past energy if you haven't done so already. If you're still holding on, you know, if you still have a text message, delete it, save it, upload it to a computer, do whatever you need to do. I'm going to read you that card. It's beautiful. Couples. Thank you. Oh, wow. Remember, I'm just the messenger, yeah? But what did I say about some of you are ending a connection this week? Time to go. 45. All right. Singles. All the single ladies. Dreams coming true. I've been straight up. It's definitely the message for you. Contentment, receive, gratitude, indulgence. This is a card of contentment and wishes being fulfilled. It suggests that you're now entering a time of peace, joy, and satisfaction. Hurrah! Be clear about what you want your relationships to look like because your wishes may be granted soon. What was I just saying about being clear? That's crazy. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you. Remember to be open to receiving all that the universe is sending your way and express gratitude for when your dreams do come true. Then sit back and enjoy. Wow, Gemini, beautiful way to end the reading for singles. For couples, woo, boob shot. Didn't mean to do the boob shot. Sorry about that. Couples. 45. 34. Finally. All right, you ready? You ready with me? Sorry, just adjust that camera. Okay, you ready? One more time. Endings, completion, walking away from something because there is nothing else to learn or experience. Don't shoot the messenger, all right? It's over, or at least the form that this relationship has taken is no longer of service to you or the other person. This is a time of letting go, of knowing that the journey has come to its conclusion. That doesn't mean anything is lost, although this card could speak to a breakup, drifting apart, or the end of a soul contract. It's more about release than destruction. Remember the saying, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it was yours. If not, it never was. Endings are always a sign of new beginnings. If you want something deeper, now is the time to walk away. That was your reading, Gemini. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button. If it resonates with you, write in the comments below. I do read all of them when I finally get there. And look, I wish you a great week, okay? Take care.